Daniel Rod here, back again with another review. 2000 year in review continues with Spring Stampede, WCW. What is the biggest possible way we can get WCW back to the promised land, back to being #1 in the entire world of professional wrestling? Well, great Scott, I got an idea. Let's bring back the brainchild, the brilliant, the brainchild behind the Attitude Era, Vince Russo back. Let's just not bring back him. Let's bring back another. Let's bring back the brainchild, the master, the brainchild behind the New World Order. The man that brought us to the promised land in the first place. The man that made World Championship Wrestling the #1 pro wrestling company on the planet in the first place. Eric Bischoff. And with Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff together as one dynamic duo, one super team, one mega power of booking incredible awesomeness, there is no way, and I mean no way, WCW could still be in its slump. That is how WCW gets to be #1 back again, but baby. Russo, Bischoff, it's a match made in heaven, together as one. And their first pay-per-view was Spring Stampede. Now, how did the first pay-per-view go in Russo and Bischoff regime? Well, it was just like every other crappy WCW pay-per-view. Now, before I rip into this fucking show, there's a whole lot of things else to talk about. You had Mike Awesome, the ECW World Heavyweight Champion, taking a 7-figure check to join WCW with the ECW title, but the only reason why he didn't take the ECW title with him was because of an injunction. He sold him out. And how did WCW repay Mike Awesome? How did they treat Mike Awesome? The perfect thing you can have with a wrestler is everything you could want in a performer, in a talent. What could you do? Make him WCW World Champion? Make him your icon? Make him the new franchise? Make him the new guy, the new top guy? No! Let's make him that 70s guy. Let's make him come out with fat chicks and call him Fat Chick Thriller. That is how Mike Awesome's going to get over in WCW, daddy. Yeah! And how about let's vacate all the championship belts? Once again, the WCW Championship in just the year 2000 alone is vacated for the 4th time. Wow. Yes, indeed. So Spring Stampede just happens to be every other show. You have two big factions going on here. You have the New Blood, led by Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff, and you had the Millionaires Club, which was your group of veterans. Hey, that's a neat concept, having new guys versus old guys. Surely the new guys would go over, and surely they would be put over in so many ways. If only that was to be true. Well, if wishes were fishes, then the world would be an ocean. But that's not the case now, is it? Let's talk about Spring Stampede. Just like every crappy WCW pay-per-view, there are so many interferences. There are 14 matches. 14 matches! Most of this show has 2 tournaments. 2 separate tournaments for 2 separate titles. You had the tag title tournament and the United States title tournament going on here. You have your main event, Jeff Jarrett versus DDP for the vacated WCW World Heavyweight Championship, and you have a 6-pack challenge for your Cruiserweight title. You also have the Hardcore title with Terry Funk and Norman Smiley and everything going on. And interference is up the ass. Let's talk about the tag team tournament, shall we? The tag team championship tournament had about 4 matches in the first round. My bad. 2 matches in the first round and 1 in the final, so 3 together. You had Lex Luger and Ric Flair teaming up to take on and defeating the Mamalukes. Now, for whatever reason, Vince Russo decided to have the Harris twins to get involved in this match too. So there's the first match of many, many interferences. This match was just bad. Luger and Flair would go over on the Mamalukes and the Harris twins in just a terrible match. A 2 out of 10. The next match in the Tag Team Championship Tournament is Buff Bagwell and Shane Douglas of the New Blood, yes, they're New Blood, defeating Harlem Heat 2000. That is Big T, Ahmed Johnson, and Stevie Ray. Also of the New Blood for some reason. This match was terrible. A 1 out of 10. That would lead to the finals with Shane Douglas and Buff Bagwell defeating Lex Luger and Ric Flair for the tag team titles. So Bagwell and Douglas are your new tag champs. This was just a bad match. A 3 out of 10. And wouldn't you know, of course, Vince Russo has to interfere in this match. Yes, indeed, he had to interfere. That's the second match of many interferences. Let's move on to the United States Tag Team, the United States Championship Tournament. Now, none of these matches are in order. All these matches are kind of out of place, but I put the 2 tournament matches together so I don't lose track of the tournament matches. So, now you have lots of people in the United States tournament. You have Scott Steiner defeating The Wall via disqualification. Yes, via disqualification. Even though they said at the very first place that the rules are very relaxed and it's very hard to get DQ. But the disqualification's weird here because Scott Steiner pokes The Wall in the eye, and then The Wall is blind, so he picks up the ref thinking it's Scott Steiner and chokeslams him through a table. How The Wall does not know that the skinny referee is not a big buff steroid using freak Scott Steiner is beyond me. This was terrible. A 1 out of 10 being generous. The second match of the first round United States Championship Tournament is Mike Awesome defeating Ernest the Cat Miller and Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam was not supposed to be in the match, but he gets interferences in this match. Yes, that's the 3rd time another interference in this match. And a 3rd interference in this show. A terrible match. A 1 out of 10. Then we have Sting defeating Booker T. And in a very, very good match. A very, very fine match. The only bad thing about this match was it's very short. Thanks to 14 fucking matches. Had they had less matches, I don't know, say maybe 8, then this match, had it been like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes long, I would honestly give it 4 stars, maybe even higher. But this match gives it a 7 out of 10, 3.5 stars. A very good match, but it's very, very short. Good match. Sting advances. Vampiro defeats Billy Kidman when Hulk Hogan interferences and takes out Billy Kidman. A 3 out of 10. Being generous, once again, Vampiro advances. In the semifinals, you have Scott Steiner defeating Mike Awesome when Kevin Nash interferences. Kevin Nash interferences, attacks Mike Awesome, and Scott Steiner gets the victory. This match sucked. A 1 out of 10. I'm just plowing through these matches because, again, there's 14 fucking matches here. Sting defeats Vampiro in an okay match. A 5 out of 10. Not much else to say about it. It was kind of eh. In the finals of the United States Championship Tournament, we have Scott Steiner defeating Sting. And it was kind of crappy match. Again, interferences have to take place. A 3 out of 10. And Scott Steiner wins the vacated United States Championship and wins the tournament. How about that? The New Blood wins. I don't know how you can call Scott Steiner a New Blood when he's been in WCW forever, for a long time, but that's the case. Now, The non-tournament matches I will talk about now. Jimmy Hart. That's right, Jimmy Hart. Versus Mancow. Who the fuck is Mancow? Mancow is a radio show host. And Mancow wins. And this is just a bad match. A 0 out of 10. One of the worst things I've ever seen. And interferences again with Billy fucking Kidman. Terry Funk defeats Norman Smiley in a hardcore title match. Most like hardcore title matches in WCW. It just goes all over the place. But it's just nonsensical. Nothing makes sense. It's just bogus. You're just being hardcore just to be hardcore. It's stupid. A 4. They have Chris Candido defeating 5 others to capture the Cruiserweight Championship belt. And interferences. Much more interferences. So much interferences. You have Sonny interfering. And you have lots of other people interfering. This is just, it's such a shame of how bad the Cruiserweight title went. From being so great, now it's this. Chris Candido's fucking incredible, but this match was crap. A 3.5 out of 10. Then, god damn, it's windy. We get to the main event. The WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Jeff Jarrett defeats Diamond Dallas Page when Kimberly Page interferences, turns her back on DDP, her husband, and joins the New Blood. And Jeff Jarrett wins the World Heavyweight Championship belt. So at least the New Blood captures all the title. This was a very good match. The best match. A good match. A 7.5 is my rating. But it would have been an 8 had it not been for the shitty ass finish. Having Kimberly Page turn on DDP is fucking stupid. On this show, you have 10 bang interferences out of 14 matches. Most of these matches, because you have 14 in 3 hours, is fucking crap, and they only last about 5 or 6 minutes. This show sucks. It's not as bad as Super Brawl. It's not as bad as Uncensored. It's the best show so far. An overall rating of a 3 out of 10. A 3. But when you promise Russo and Bischoff to be the mighty team that's supposed to be, this show should have been awesome. This show should have been awesome, and it was everything but awesome. This show sucked. It was bad. Mancow versus Jimmy Hart was atrocious. You had 10 interferences in 14 matches. You had most of the New Blood be put over, but they win with interferences. You have terrible matches, terrible stuff. It's just a bad show, like all WCW shows for the most part. This is just another bad show. Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff, as one, does not bring anything to the table, as most expected. I see you next time for Slamboree for WCW. Backlash coming up next. Goodbye. 2000 year in review.